right. Hello, my lovely, beautiful souls. I am so happy to be doing this pick a card today. This is messages from your higher self, and I actually didn't meet my higher self until recently. So, but now we're best buds. Me and my higher self, Issa. We cannot be torn apart, and I think it's just a great opportunity to be able to, get some guidance, some insight from our higher selves and see what they have to say to us. Our higher selves often have a higher perspective on, things happening in our world than we do. And they are the parts of our soul that it has endless and boundless wisdom and insight and knowledge. And being able to clear that channel to our higher selves and, get messages and direct guidance from them is super important. And that's something that I found to be very valuable, at least in my own spiritual path and my own spiritual journey. So I wanted to share that with you all here. So without further ado, for pile one, we have this beautiful rock here. And this is gorgeous. Love this one. Do you see that? So pretty. So that is pile one. And pile two, we have this gorgeous green guy. He actually sparkles in the light. Can't remember if this is green and aventurine or, I don't think it's jade, but he kind of sparkles. Can't tell, but there's lots of them there. Love him. And then for pile number three, we have this beautiful carnelian heart. Yes, so pretty. If you actually hold it to the light, do you see that? It's like this amber honey color. So pretty. So that is for pile number three. So my friends, go ahead and zone on in, try and figure out which pile or piles are calling to you. Your intuition never steers you wrong. So if it's leading you to more than one, then go ahead and listen. But do remember, my dear friends, that this is a general reading. So take the shopping cart method, take what resonates, leave behind what does not, as always. And I will go ahead and see you in your readings. All right, hello, my beautiful pile number ones. So if you chose this gorgeous gray stone here with the lines through it, then this is for sure your reading, my dear friends. So let's see what you got here. This is a message or guidance from your higher self. So interesting. Okay, so we have number 28 here. I don't know how to say that word, but I'm sure if you Google it, there would be something where it would tell you how to pronounce it. But this is Sweet Paradox of Empowering Grace. Okay. Your energy feels, your energy, so what they're pulling me towards straight away here is on this rock here. You know how there are these lines? When you're by the ocean, when you're by the sea, you can sometimes get these lines that naturally form on the rock. And I'm not saying that's what is causing these lines, but just in general, what they're showing me is in some rocks, you get like these water lines where the water comes to a certain point, and then after like millennia or like, thousands of years, then the water kind of more in like a lake, I guess, or a pond. But there's something about like the water lines, and over time, the water line shifting, but it's like there's still remnants of it. It's like a history book. But the rocks are saying the history, and you can tell. They're pulling me towards tree rings as well. You can tell how old a tree is by how many rings it has inside of its trunk. And I feel like you guys are very, very ancient, old, wise, mystical souls. And especially with Sweet Paradox here. Paradox is basically where there's two ideas or two emotions that shouldn't, logically, it seems like they shouldn't or they couldn't coexist, but somehow they do. And that could be a whack definition, so go ahead and look it up but to see a better definition of paradox. But I'm getting this about you, is that you yourself are a paradox. Like, you shouldn't be here, or with all that you've gone through, you shouldn't be in the condition that you are, like doing so well, or having such a strong head on your shoulders is what I just heard. But somehow it's like you defy logic, you defy understanding. People have trouble describing you because you just feel very wispy like smoke, where they can't grab a hold of exactly how to, categorize you in their mind, sort of a thing. It's like this intense, kind of like you belong to your soul, you belong to yourself and no one else, is what I just heard. And yeah, oh, that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys are like quiet rebels. Yeah, you're like these ancient old souls that are quiet rebels, but oh, that's awesome. But your higher self, yeah, your higher self feels this way. They're making me feel this way. So your higher self is super in tune with the rhythms of nature, with the flow of the universe. Your soul is really adept with higher knowledge and higher learning, spiritual wise, if that makes sense. Like, you've done some stuff in your past lives, and your higher self is like that person who, or that energy, or that entity, that being who just knows things, and is like, yep, I can remember all the way back to the ancient days of, before Atlantis and on other planets and ancient times. Like, that's your soul. Your soul was there from the beginning. Like, you could have been one of the first few groups of light beams, or I don't know what you call it, but you know how at the beginning there was Source, and then Source decided to split itself up into a lot of different bits and pieces to be able to answer the question, who am I? What can I do? What can I become? Right? And so it split itself into all of these pieces in order to create and to see what Source, what, the being are, what we can do, because we are Source, right? Anyway, but your soul was one of the first groups, I think, to split off from Source. You have done this a lot, and there are always two routes that a soul can take when they've ascended, and I feel like you guys have ascended. Yeah, my palms just got really sweaty just now, which is super weird. So yeah, direct confirmation there. But yeah, you guys have ascended already, and what you can do is you take two paths. You either choose to fully ascend into going back to oneness with Source, or you can choose to stay behind and serve as a teacher, as a helper, as a guiding light for the rest of humanity, which are just other pieces of Source that have not gotten as far as the ascended ones. And we're still on our path. We're still on our journeys to be able to get to that level, so that we have the choice then, as we ascend, to be able to say, okay, do we want to reunite with Source, or do we want to choose to stay behind and be a guiding light for other beings? So super interesting. Wow. So you guys chose to stay behind and help teach, so into other people, is what I just heard. But yeah, this hummingbird is coming through here. So hummingbirds could be your spirit animal, a spirit guide that you work with a lot. Or passed on loved ones could come to you a lot in the form of a hummingbird, is what I just heard too. But I think it's so interesting that we have the hummingbird facing towards the sun here, and so is she. She has her face towards the sun. And I think with you, you understand, like, you have this rooted knowledge within you, and your higher self is coming through to kind of validate this for you. There's no real guidance coming through yet. I feel like this is mostly just validation for what you've been feeling about. You feel like, yeah, I could be this old soul. I could be this really, wise person, but, I don't feel that way most of the time. Or you could feel kind of insecure about your knowledge somehow, or the way that you use it. Or you could be really concerned with not wanting to seem, what's the word? Showing off, I guess, or like, yeah, it's like you want to be able to put others at ease, is what I heard. Sometimes to your own detriment, at the expense of yourself, is what I'm hearing. But your higher self is coming through to kind of validate you. And first off, before we even get into the guidance piece, just like say, hey, you are this wise, powerful soul, this wise, powerful being. It's okay to embrace that. You're not being too much, or you're not showing off, or it's not bad if you embrace this part of yourself. It's who you are, right? So that's first off what I'm getting there. But yeah, so the sweet paradox of empowering grace, that's coming through for me almost as if to say, like, this is it's like empowering is a sense of what I get for rootedness, right? And then grace is kind of, I picture it as like this wispy, beautiful, white, iridescent, glowing energy kind of wrapping its way like a blanket around you. But you have this way of being so rooted in who you are, but you do it with such kindness, right? You have grace for other people, and you see where they're at, but yeah, so your higher self is wanting you to get into that space. Interesting. Yeah, your higher self is wanting you to get to that space of having grace for other people, knowing where they're at. But at the same time, you have this empowered rootedness within you of not changing your self or your stance or what you say for other people. Yeah, giving them grace, but at the same time holding your own is what I'm hearing. Yeah, we have the 5 of Cups here coming through. Interesting. 5 of Cups. Okay, pile 1's higher self, guidance and messages. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Empress here too. Okay. Yeah, and then we have the 3 of Cups in reverse. I just heard stuck. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm seeing, yeah, your higher self is showing this to me as like he's on the ground and he's like pleading, with the universe or God or the powers that be or whatever it is that you believe in, but he's pleading with the higher ups, so to speak, and not sure of what to do. It's like you feel stuck. Yeah, it's like you don't want to, you're maybe afraid of embodying this Empress energy here. There's some like this feeling of not wanting to go a step further, sort of a thing. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, messages from pile 1's higher self, please. Messages from pile 1's higher self, please. Yeah. The energy sometimes, it'll get stuck in the decks, and so I use my selenite to kind of unstick the energy, so to speak, but that's kind of what your higher self is making me feel is happening in you. There's this stuck piece of you, this frozen energy almost. Yeah, we have the 7 of Wands, and this is what it looks like right side up. 7 of Wands. Oh, almost. Messages from pile 1's higher self, please. Oh, thank you. Both? No, just the Temperance. Okay. We have Temperance here too. Yeah, you were around in biblical times, which I'm not surprised. Biblical times is actually after Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, all of that. So like I said, you were one of the first to break off. But I'm hearing you had a prominent past life in biblical times. Interesting. Okay, and then we have the Chariot here too. Yeah, you were one of the first soul groups to depart from source, for sure. Yeah, and then we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse here. Yeah, there's almost this feeling of not being able to move forward, not being able to do what you need to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's like this project that your higher self, that your soul, right? Because our higher self is really just our soul embodied, or in energy form, if I guess. Does that make sense? So your higher self is like the purest form of your own energy. It's like the you without the ego, without the 3D self, attached. It's just pure soul happening there. Purely divine essence is what I just heard your higher self say. Yeah, so you have, your higher self is like, yes, purely divine essence. That's what your higher self, that's what your soul is. And it's your higher self is wanting to come through to help you with a project, help you complete something. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate differently with everyone, but you're on a quest, you're on a mission to complete something, and you want it finished, but you're holding yourself back. I'm hearing there's like, I can't go any further. There's this frozen energy. It's like this feeling of, for some of you, not feeling worthy of the results, not feeling like you can maybe sustain the results is what I just heard too. But there's some project that your higher self is wanting to come through and help you manifest, but you're stopping your higher self from breaking through. Oh my gosh. I just heard High School Musical. We're soaring, flying. There's not a place in heaven that we can't reach if we're trying. Yeah, we're breaking free. More than hope, more than faith. This is true. This is fate. Yeah. You're breaking free for something. There's not a place in heaven that we can't reach. There's no bounds to the height of success that you're going to reach when you complete this project or go further down the road on this mission, pile one. But there's something in you that's causing you to stop your soul and your higher self from stepping in and helping you bring this into the 3D. It's already created spiritually, energetically, is what I'm hearing. You've been manifesting it. You've been doing some sort of like, I'm hearing candle magic. I said that weird, magic. I'm hearing sigils. I'm hearing scripting. I'm hearing prayers, just, intentional spells. For some of you, spell work could be involved here, but there's something going on where you've been doing a lot of manifesting and trying to bring that in, but it's like it's like you want the results of what you're trying to get and to manifest, but emotionally and spiritually, there's still some parts of you that don't feel like you're up to the task, that you don't feel worthy, you don't feel enough, you don't feel like you can actually get what you're trying to get. You don't want to be disappointed, and so you want it and you reach for it, but then you pull back and you're like, well, it's better. It's like you don't jive with the whole saying of it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. You're just like, nope, let's just not love at all in the first place. Let's just pull back our energy and not even go out there to begin with. Like it's dark, it's dangerous. Yeah, I'm hearing from Tangled. You know how the mom, the stepmother, she keeps the Tangled girl. Oh my gosh, what is her name? I can't even remember her name. The main Disney princess in Tangled. Rapunzel, thank you. She keeps Rapunzel locked in the tower because she's like, nope, the outside world isn't safe. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what could happen to you. It's safer if you just stay inside and you don't go anywhere and you don't leave and you just stay in this little room. And that way, you're unharmed. And that's kind of your energy right now, is it's like your 3D self is kind of at odds with your higher self. And in a way where it's like your 3D self is coming through almost in survival mode. It's coming through in forms of fear. It's coming through in forms of lack of being able to trust yourself, lack of wanting to make a decision, sort of a thing. Like that's how your 3D self is coming through. And it's almost like it's masking itself. And I will say, our ego and our shadow selves, they really do have the best intentions. But it's just like there's some things that kind of get lost along the way in terms of like it not being for our highest good. But our shadow selves and our egos do attempt to protect us. And that's really what this is. It's like masking itself as protection. So for you, it's like it's triggering your fight or flight survival instincts. And it's triggering this fear. It's triggering this like frozenness. Frozen in fear is what I just heard. And it's causing you rather to stay put, because you're like, okay, it's not safe. I'm not safe if I move forward, or something bad will happen if I move forward. These are core beliefs that are existing still within your shadow self, that need to be healed, pile one. And something that could help you a lot with that is, okay, they're saying it's not time for that yet, because they just had it go out of my mind. They're saying it's not time for that yet. So your higher self wants me to go further into painting. They said, paint the story. They said, ooh, interesting. Ooh, your higher self is like very like artsy. You guys could have been like high level artists. Like I'm hearing for some of you, you guys were those artists that were sought after by kings and queens to come in and paint like magnificent murals and tapestries and royal portraits and all of that stuff. But you were like world-renowned artists or playwrights, I'm hearing for some of you, or oh my gosh, it'll be so interesting. I should do a past life reading soon. Comment below if you would like to see a past life reading. Me do one, because this is super interesting. I'm getting a lot of past life stuff here. Not intentionally, but your higher self just has such a rich past, and they see things so poetically and so beautifully. I don't know. They see the whole world like in living color. I just heard everything's in living color. So yeah, let's go ahead and paint the story, as your higher self would say. Let's do that a little bit more before we hop into to what I was saying before in terms of the guidance. Right, so we have the Three of Cups in reverse here. We also have the Seven of Wands, Temperance. Yeah, so I'm seeing this Empress and Temperance coming through with the Chariot. It's like these are the wants of your soul. This is the want of your higher self coming through. But it's like this Eight of Coins in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse. There's like, wands usually represents kind of action energy of like, okay, go forward, charge, sort of a thing. But there's like this halt. I'm hearing halt, stop. Don't move forward. You're stopping yourself from stepping into your own power, pile one. That's what your higher self wanted me to tap onto and touch on before we actually got into the guidance piece of it. It's like you're stopping yourself from being able to ignite that inner fire within you. And it's like you're maybe stepping away also from community. So in the past, maybe you could have been burned or hurt by other people, and so that caused you to break off from a lot of toxic relationships. And now I'm hearing soul tribe members are coming into your life, but you're still wounded by those past toxic relationships, pile one. So it's almost like you're still responding in the same way as you would as if they were like a karmic relationship in your life. And so you're very cautious. You're very much walls up, guard up. It's not safe to be able to let you see who I really am, is what I'm hearing. And you're treating these soulmate, soul tribe relationships that are not karmic as if they were toxic karmic relationships. Those karmic relationships, I'm hearing from your higher self, had a place in your past to be able to teach you some very important lessons. But I'm hearing that you've already learned those lessons. Like, that book has already been read through. Go ahead and set it down and then go into this next phase, kind of like with this open heart. I'm hearing this childlike curiosity of, wow, let's see what happens next, but stepping forward with an open heart, with open arms. I just heard journey. So now I come to you with open arms. nothing to hide. Believe when I say, yeah. Open arms, go with open arms and open heart is what I'm hearing. That's super necessary for this next phase of your journey, pile number 1, okay? So, okay. Pile 1's higher self messages for pile 1, please. Guidance for pile 1. Ooh, yep, we got a couple there. We got a couple, and they want me to take them all is what I'm hearing. So we have the healing temple of the lunar light, life cycles, energy healing, and communication. Interesting. Here, I'll do that. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see more of the tarot. I don't want to make it to where you can't see it. Then we have number 2, Path of the Gods. I don't know why I said it that way. Decisions, meetings, future plans. Interesting. Okay. And then we also have number 30 here, Sacred Journey, Introversion, Seeker, Self-Knowledge. Yeah, you guys, oh my gosh, you guys are my initiates. Hey, my mystic wisdom seekers, my spiritual friends. Well, we're all spiritual, but I mean, like, you guys are really interested in the path of like the occult and like, you know, uncovering mysteries. And like, I always feel this is like the energy of the Da Vinci Code whenever I tap into this energy. You know, if you ever were fascinated by treasure hunts or mysteries or, you know, enigmas like the Da Vinci Code, and wondering if there really were hidden messages in ancient paintings, you know, centuries old, then this is that energy that I'm getting from you guys. So I like to call you guys my initiates, my mystics, my seekers. Yeah, and then back of the deck here, we also have number 38, Hidden Worlds. Yeah, changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. You have been doing a lot of spiritual work. You've been doing a lot of healing, and you've allowed your higher self to come through. It's like there's layers that were keeping your soul down or keeping your soul from coming up in your daily life. But I'm hearing that those layers have slowly been kind of shifting away is what I just heard, which is a super interesting way to describe that. Yeah, it's clothes. They're showing it to me in terms of clothes. And it's like there's these layers of clothes that you're like taking off one by one. And it's like you're shifting the energy so that your higher self is coming through. But it's almost like this is the ego's last hurrah. Yeah, it's like this is the ego's Hail Mary. It's interesting I just said eagle though, because eagles are known for extrasensory perception and being able to have that higher perspective, which I feel like is your higher self. So eagle, hummingbird could be very sacred animals to you guys and could work with you a lot. But yeah, it's this sense of like your ego's last hurrah. It's like, okay, I'm going to try this if nothing else, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep us safe, to keep us protected. But what your ego doesn't see is that this is actually holding you back from your greatest fulfillment, from your greatest happiness. But you guys are moving past that. I'm seeing you guys are moving past that. This is the whole point of why you're here, is because you're stepping into more of your soul. It's almost like this is just that last part of your ego kind of washing away before you are able to, yeah, turn water into wine is what I just heard. And I see that water and wine here with the temperance coming through. Yeah, and then we have the black and the white here with the chariot coming through here too. You're transforming, you're transmuting, you are shifting so rapidly, pile one. So don't feel ashamed, you know, of maybe like, oh, I should have been further, or why am I still dealing with this? It's like, you're actually moving really quickly is what I'm hearing. Yeah, that was confirmation too. My candle just crackled. You're moving really quickly through your spiritual ascension journey is what I'm hearing, through your shadow work. And so any kind of feelings of like, oh man, like I'm not doing enough, or why am I still back here? Like I'm behind. That's an illusion. That's totally not what's happening here. That's not the energy, the vibe that I'm getting here, pile one. It's just a matter of, okay, this is the last little bit that we need to clear away before you can shine like, yeah, shine bright like a diamond is what I just heard. Shine bright like a diamond, Rihanna. Yeah, and then we have these gleaming, like, mystical tower buildings here, and this is like your soul. It's like, yeah, that's like the architecture of your spirit is what I just heard. Wow. Yeah, the architecture of your spirit, and that's where yeah, decisions, meetings, future plans. I see this as like your higher self and then your 3D self coming together, and it's like they're shaking hands and like, okay, we agree. This is how we want to proceed. This is what we want to do moving forward. And you're like stepping into that next phase there. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So something that could really help you, pile one, is yeah, telling yourself affirmations that you are safe. Lots of root chakra work. I'm seeing a lot of red here too coming through the tarot. So lots of root chakra work, maybe meditating with Mother Gaia and working on the root chakra of affirming to yourself that I am safe, I am okay, I am loved just as I am. I am enough. I am worthy. I am wanted. I am my own best friend. I love myself to the core, you know, broken parts and all. I am a masterpiece, imperfections, you know, and all. And those are some beautiful grounding phrases that you can tell yourself. Yeah, my candle just was, I was burning a chime candle and the smoke is now rising from there. Yeah, so you guys are going to want to do some root chakra work, but as soon as you do, I'm hearing exactly. And we see the red coming through here in the healing lunar temple. And also, yeah, meditating with Mother Gaia and the moon energy, Luna, is going to be very healing for you too with the root chakra work. But once you do, it's like, you know, boom, then it's a straight shot. It's a clear, I don't even know what you call that, a clear path, I guess, to where you want to go, pile one, okay? And then you're going to be able to finish out this project, this mission of manifesting what you want to have happen. You're going to bring that here into the 3D world, okay? Into this reality. Yeah, because I'm hearing like every time you have some sort of progress, it's like you stop yourself, you block yourself because there's this root chakra work that needs to be cleared up and helped with, okay? All right, so message from pile one's higher self, please. Message from pile one's higher self, please. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I just got this oracle deck, this Krista Mandala oracle deck, so I'm very excited. Very, very excited to use it. Okay, messages from higher ones, pile one's higher self. Hello. Come on. Come on. I know you got it in you. I know it. Oh my gosh. I just heard Aretha Franklin. From the moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you, forever and ever. Yeah. You'll stay in my heart and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, I love you. Yeah, that's your higher self talking to you. They're like, honey, we're like peanut butter and jelly. Like, we got this. Yeah. Goddess Bastet and Cat's Eye, sacred pleasure. Exactly. What I'm getting from this is indulgence, richness, beauty, fulfillment. Yeah. Wholeness. Yeah, it's like this completion happening here is what I'm hearing. So you're going to be able to manifest this beautiful piece of your life, and you're going to have so much inner fulfillment, inner joy, inner bliss, you know what I mean, as a result of this happening. And you're almost there. It's just this last little piece of work that you need to do in order to clear that pathway so that your soul, your higher self, can help you and come through and bring this manifestation, this beautiful piece into reality for you, okay, my beautiful friends? All right. Okay, so it has been such an honor, my friends, to be able to tap into your energy. Go ahead and like and subscribe to see more videos like this. I do love you so, so very much, and I will see you in the next reading. All right, hello, my beautiful pile number 2s. So if you chose this gorgeous, darling, gorgeous green crystal, I think it's an aventurine, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me. And this is for sure your reading, my friends. So you actually got 2 cards here, messages and guidance from your higher self. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So we have number 7, Aditi of Hathor. And this says hidden blessings. Interesting. And then we also have number 6. I don't know how to say that word. Palhik mana. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. You can Google that, and then they'll give you pronunciations on there. But this is medicine of the butterfly, Kachina. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first off, number 1. Do you guys see that? Okay, we have butterfly down here and then a butterfly, but it comes together almost, oh my gosh. That like completes the picture there. That's a very long butterfly, but I think that's so synchronistic. It's like these are sisters, I just heard. These are sisters, brothers. They were meant to be together. Oh yeah, 6 and then number 7. So we're right next to each other in the deck. So interesting. Okay, so first of all, the Hathors, the Venusians, that's coming through here. So if you guys don't know about the Hathors, I would do some research, because that's definitely a soul tribe starseed group. Starseeds are just beings who have experienced lives on other planets. So that is for sure your soul tribe coming through. You guys are starseeds. If you didn't already know, if you don't know, now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. I love that song. So interesting. We have here this crystal mandala here at the very top of her head, and then this mandala in her third eye. And then it's going into like this beautiful geometric around her face. And then we see the geometric here at the top of the skull. I want to say this is a bull. Oh my gosh, what is that? I know this. What is that? Some sort of skull. So what I find interesting is there's a lot of transformation happening here. There's like this death and rebirth process for the butterfly. Then there's this kind of the phases of the moon as well. It's like everything has a season, everything has a time and a place. Your souls feel very crisp and clean, if that makes sense. Like I feel like a breath of fresh air. I feel like I'm running through the woods. And have you guys ever been camping and you wake up and it's like 6 in the morning and it's still really, really cold, but you smell the air and it's like the cleanest, crispest, is that a word? Crispest? crispest air that you've ever smelled, right? And it smells so amazing. And it's cold, but it's the smell is like incredible. That's what you guys feel like. Your soul is like super refreshing. And my chime candle, my intention candle just blew out, and the smoke is actually wafting over to me, and I'm smelling the essential oils that I put into it, the lemongrass, the geranium, the frankincense, and your fragrant souls is what I just keep hearing. Super interesting. Yeah, you guys have layers to you. You guys are very deep. Yeah, you guys work very closely with Mother Gaia. You have in past lives. You recognize the laws of the universe and you hold to them. I just heard your soul recognizes the sacredness and the place of every energy existing, even though in our minds we may associate some energies as being bad or good. You understand that there's a place for all energies and everything has its time and place in the sacred order of things, is what I just heard. Your soul, ooh, my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, your energy is just like, wow. So 1 second, I'm taking my grounding crystal here. Mm. Yeah, you work super well with the elements. Yeah, the natural world, fire, water, air, wind, working with the four directions. Soul retrieval is what I'm hearing here. Interesting. Your higher self is highlighting soul retrieval here too. It's like calling back your power from all directions of time and space, from the north, the east, the south, and the west. Yeah, that's a powerful meditation that you guys could do. They're really highlighting that. Your higher self wants you to know that where you're at is perfect, even if it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes we can feel like we're just floating through this abyss called life, and we're not necessarily knowing if we're going in the right direction. We sometimes will get inklings or instincts of, I think this is what I should be doing, or I think this is how I should be approaching this situation or moving forward in this way, but we're oftentimes unsure. And sometimes we can feel like we don't have the ground completely beneath us, right? And we feel like we're just floating, right? And days turn into weeks, turn into months is what I just heard. So it's like this feeling of not really understanding, like, when is my time coming? When is my time coming is what I keep hearing. Your soul, your higher self wants you to know that everything is perfect just as it is, even if it doesn't appear that way. Everything, again, they're bringing me back to what they were making me feel at the very start. Everything has its own sacred place within the universe. Everything comes within its own time, within its own season, within its own cycle, right? Your higher self understands this in a very specific way, through experience. Yeah, through experience. And you are coming into that knowledge as yourself here and now, and you're learning that divine order. Yeah. So sometimes you could feel out of place, like you don't know exactly what you're doing, or you feel like, I'm not really sure, what I'm supposed to be doing. I keep hearing, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. But your higher self is telling you that, no, what you're doing, what you need to be doing is just be present. Be with me. Be with me is what I keep hearing. So right now, pile 2 would be a fantastic time to connect to your inner child and your higher self. Picture it as a trio, right? Where you're in the center, and then you have this great divine light connecting you to your higher self and your inner child, and maybe forming a triangle of light, beautiful light in between the three of you. That might be a really healing meditation to do, or a visual. Just as you're listening to music, maybe doing that visual might be very, very good, just to integrate. Yeah, I keep hearing integration, to integrate yourself into wholeness. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So pile 2's higher self messages for pile 2, please. Thank you. Okay, both of them? Yes. No, we are not going to take both of those. Those were from the earlier pile. What? Okay, hold on one second. Why did they pop out here? Maybe some of you are coming from pile 1, and you just wanted to check out pile 2. That's what I'm getting for some of you, but we will. Nah. Oh my gosh. New tarot deck struggles, the cards just, they don't want to bend. And I don't have very much finger strength anyway. Is that a word? Finger strength? Is that a thing? Yeah, that's what it is. Not a lot of finger strength happening there. Almost. Messages from pile 2's higher self, please. Messages from pile 2's higher self, please. The cards keep jumping, but they're not coming to me. Why aren't you coming to me? Come to me, my pretties. Come to me. Interesting. Yeah, you love animals a lot too. You have your higher self is highlighting this ability that you have of being able to understand animals very easily. You're very empathetic with animals just naturally. And I'm hearing in past lives and in other dimensions, you're actually telepathic, highly telepathic, to where you can feel the consciousness of even crystals and rocks and trees. Yeah, I'm hearing Pocahontas. Every rock and tree and creature has a spirit, has a name. That was bad, but you know what I mean? Has a name. But that's what it is. It's like, that's what I'm getting. You're very telepathic with, yeah, druid energy is coming through here too. Yeah, crisp, clean, fresh air, natural world, the elements. Yeah, druid. Magic is coming through. So you understand the sacredness of nature. You understand that everything has a sacred life force, is what I'm hearing. And you work with that sacred life force very well. And you intuitively tap into each sacred life force very easily, no matter if they're a living thing or if they are non-living. Everything is really living if we think about it. Everything is energy. Thereby it's living. You know, this desk is living. You know, this fake plant is living. You know, these curtains are living because they're all energy. And it's like your soul understands that in a very just like a natural way. It's like this is second nature to you. Yeah, interesting. So we have the Lovers here coming through. And we also, oh no. Sorry, one of my cards is like ripping on the side already. Do you see that? In the moon? It's like ripping right there. Oh, so sad. So sad. It's okay. So we also have the Knight of Coins. You're like, get back to my message, please. Oh my gosh. Okay. So messages from pile two's higher self. Yeah, it's so funny. The energy from the first reading, I was very serious. More so than normal. And I was like, oh, is this just the vibe of tonight? But no, it's like, I guess that was the energy of pile one, very ancient souls. But you guys are ancient too, but it's like in a different way. There's like this lightness to you. There's like this lilt. Yeah, lilt is the right word. Is that a thing? Your energy feels lilty, pile two, okay? Yeah, tuneful and lilty. Oh my gosh. Okay, 5 batons. I'm sorry, 5 of wands. Hello. Oh my gosh. Elizabeth. Yeah, your energy reminds me of Albus Dumbledore from Harry Potter. You know how Albus Dumbledore is like this very achieved, masterful, prominent high wizard, and he does super scary things sometimes, and he makes really tough decisions and calls, and he's like involved in like all of the, you know, whatever of the hierarchy of the wizarding world. And he does some scary stuff sometimes, dealing with scary people, but it's like at the same time, his energy sometimes is like, I would fancy a lemon drop right now, or, oh my gosh, let's go to the Great Hall. I hear they have scrumptious lemon tarts. You know, I'd love to, you know, and he's just like that person that is just super like knowledgeable and super together and with it and powerful. But at the same time, he has this like whimsicalness about him. Yeah, that's you. So interesting. So we have 10 of Swords coming through here. Okay. Yep. No. Okay. Messages from pile two's higher self, please. Messages from pile two's higher self, please. Yeah, there's, okay, 1 second, I'm gonna get this last bit here, and then we'll dive in. Messages from pile twos, thank you. Yeah, then we have the Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh, can you guys see that? There we go. Hello. There we go. Okay, let's do actually one more. Oh, almost. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, 7 of Cups. Beautiful. I knew that there was one more wanting to come out. Okay, and then back of the deck. Was there any others that came? forward? No. Okay. Back of the deck here, we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys work with the elements super, super well. Yeah, understanding that there's a sacred season to everything, every time. Um, yeah, and it's almost like there's this element of wanting to, your higher self is encouraging you to romanticize life more. Romanticize, yeah, I'm getting confirmation chills, the season that you're in. Sometimes, you know, and your higher self is pulling me towards this. When I was in high school, I used to often take my Walkman or whatever was back in the day. It was like CDs or something. And I used to go walking with like my CD player, and I would go like with my notebook, and I would sit in the park, you know, listening to my music, pretending that I was in a movie, but it was my own movie. It was a movie of my life. And I pretended like there was a camera on me and there were people there experiencing life as I was experiencing it, you know, which in reality, that's happening because Source is actively, well, we are Source, but it's like we're giving information back to Source every day, you know, because of our experiences, our lessons, and what we're learning. But what's happening is it's like I would pretend I was starring in the movie of my life, and I would take my CD player, listen to my music, go to the park, and I would walk around, and you know, I'd pretend that I was in like a movie montage of just like this, you know, really deep girl, you know, doing writing in her notebook in the park, and just like looking, you know, really whatever off into the distance. And she was thinking super deep, you know, emotional thoughts. And, you know, she was so cool type of, I don't even know. I'm embarrassing myself right now at this point. But anyway, so that's kind of like what's coming through is like, not necessarily that you have to do that, but, you know, go ahead and romanticize your life a little bit more. If you're feeling sick, then it's not like, oh my gosh, resisting it. Like, when am I going to get better? Sort of a thing. But go ahead and maybe do some, I don't know, some things that you enjoy doing, like maybe fixing like a comforting meal, you know, and doing some, I don't know, scrapbooking just came through, but scrapbooking is super specific. So only if that resonates. But listen to like some music that makes you feel really cozy and really good. You know, there's this element of flowing with where you're at instead of being at odds with it, instead of like putting up a fight. Yeah, there's like this element of you putting up a fight to what's happening, and you're like resisting it. I don't want to be here. I want to be there. Sort of a thing. You're here and you're like, I want to be over here already. What's going on? And your higher self is saying, actually, just relax. It's okay. It'll be okay. I'm hearing, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So it's like, just relax, just flow. And yeah, what I'm getting here too is the Knight of Energy, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. And it's coming through here with the Seven of Cups, this Ten of Swords energy. In terms of, yeah, there's this fighting going on with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, where it's like, like I'm reaching for something that I can't quite get over here. And then it's like you're fighting with what's happening. It's like, no, I don't want to be experiencing what's going on right now. And so you're coming at this from an angle of like no resistance, instead of romanticizing a little bit more and being able to step then into, yeah, it's like taking action in different ways. What I'm hearing, if for some reason action isn't possible right now, do what you can do with what you have, is what I just heard. Start where you are with what you have. That's the message that your higher self is getting through here. So it's like, okay, if you can't get out of the house, you know, well, there's plenty of stuff that you can do inside the house here. You know, there's things that you can do here to be able to help you, you know, emotionally, or what have you. Maybe it's just having a day at home where you're taking a good book and you're reading it, or you're I don't know, I heard pillow fortress, maybe activating some of your inner child, and just, yeah, it's like your higher self is very not wilty, whimsical and lilty, and it's like your higher self wants you to bring more of that into where you're at right now. So activating maybe some of that inner child energy, and making pillow forts, and making food that you used to love when you were a child, and just really engaging in these things that really help all of your senses too. You work very well with the elements, and so that means that everything that you can hear, taste, see, feel, like you're tactile, you need very tangible things. Like your soul is very much like rooted in the senses. So any way that you can activate the senses would be very good as well. So when you do baths, maybe doing some bath salts, while you're in the bath, and putting on some music, and being able to put some pretty flowers in there, pretty herbs to make it a pretty color. So that way you're engaging your sight, your feel sensations, your sound, your smells, right? I said that weird, but you know what I mean. So yeah, engaging the senses, activating the inner child that's coming through. And it's like, yeah, maybe taking that sort of action if where you're at right now, you're not able to take another form of action to get you out of where you're at right now and where you want to be, instead flowing with it and understanding that there's so much to be created with the energy that you have right now. So much possibility, pile 2. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So much possibility. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab, yeah, it's like creating with the Queen of Wands coming through here too. Interesting. It's almost like when you come home from work or from school and you're like, oh my gosh, you look in the pantry and there's nothing to eat. Like, I don't have anything in my cupboard to eat. And it's like that person who can take, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and suddenly you have this beautiful meal that is prepared. You know what I mean? It's like that's coming through here for you guys, of being able to really take ownership. Not ownership, that's not what I want to say. It's like that's better. Opening yourself up to the possibility of, okay, I can't go down this path quite yet for whatever reason, but there's so many other kind of energies that I can play with while I'm here. Yeah, while I'm here, let me at least do this, this, and this. Let me play with this energy. Let me, take what I have, what seems like nothing from the cupboard, and create this beautiful meal. Let's create this feast from scratch, from what seems like not much. And I'm going to do that because I am this wise, abundant soul. I am this beautiful earth being who works so well with Gaia and the elements. And yeah, the path of the gods, number 2, this came out for the first pile as well. Decisions, meetings, future plans. Yeah. What I was saying for pile 1 also holds true here. It's like, I see this as your 3D self and your higher self making amends. They're shaking hands. It's like a decision is set. Your 3D self is bringing in your soul and your higher self to create something. And they're no longer, butting heads. They're coming together in order to mesh well. And right now it's almost like your 3D self doesn't understand the place that your soul has you in right now, and you're wanting to resist it. But your higher self is saying that, no, you're in this season for a reason. And instead of not wanting it, be able to release that tension from yourself. You don't need that tension is what I'm hearing. Release it. So we have number 42, Tree of Souls, Collective Wisdom, Kinship Group, and Library. Yeah, the Akashic Records. You guys are Akashic Records readers. That's super interesting. So you guys for sure have insight into like past life stuff. And you do it without even realizing it is what I'm hearing. It's like you just will channel things So you guys are really spiritual too. Yeah, you have this gift of being able to just channel something, and you don't know where you're getting it from, but it's like your soul has done this in past lifetimes where you'll just automatically know what to do in order to access those records and be able to tap into that energy. Yeah, it's like that energy record, that energy blueprint, and your soul can decode it. Yeah, really easily and really well. Oh, super interesting. So then we have number 3, the Mother Awakens, compassion, nurture, guidance. Yeah, you work super well with Mother Gaia. That's what I was getting before. You guys are very natural souls. I'm hearing Mu, Lumeria. You guys definitely were incarnated lots of times in those areas. And yeah, anything involving the natural world, any civilization that heavily relied on natural elements is definitely like you have incarnated there. I'm not even going to focus on just one because I'm getting so many, lots of tribal communities, lots of, yeah, like spiritual communities as well. Yeah, like monks for sure. Oh my gosh, super interesting. Yeah, and then at the back of the deck we have number 40, the secret, the unknown, mysteries and wonders. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting that with the Mother Awakens here too. You're learning how to have this compassion and this nurturing energy for yourself. You're learning how to have this grace with yourself. And it's funny because pile 1, part of, I think their main oracle card was talking about having this empowering grace. And it's like with you guys, you're learning how to turn that grace inwards. Yeah, see that rainbow coming straight to her heart space? You're very forgiving of the people around you, but you're very hard on yourself, pile 2. And that's part of what's causing this hiccup right now in your energy, because you're expecting more of yourself than what you can physically give right now. You're expecting yourself to be out of a pattern of energy that needs to go through a process in order to heal it and complete it. Well, is what I'm hearing, if that makes sense. So it's instead understanding that there's a divine purpose and a plan to where you're at right here and right now, and understanding that you will come through this and you're not going to be here forever. But it's almost like a pit stop energy is what I'm feeling. It's like when you're on a road trip and you need to stop for gas and you need to, whatever, go to the restroom and maybe eat some food and take a little break, just from driving, because your body kind of gets in that like hum of vibrating kind of when you're driving for a long period of time. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, but that's what happens with my body, at least, is I feel this like dull roar of a hum vibrating throughout my body. And so I just need to like take a second and like stretch out and walk around a little bit and get some sun. Like that's what's happening here. It's like your higher self is encouraging you to take this as a pit stop and refuel, get everything you need before you continue on. Through activating your inner child and your higher self and through all of that. But I'm hearing that this is a very sacred time for you, pile 2. Okay, this is not something that's bad. Okay, this is not something that's bad. This is something that was meant to happen, that was made to happen. And it's like, if you rush through this piece right now, when you get to the other side of where you're going, something is going to be missing, is what I'm hearing. In order for the whole energy to come through, it's like you need to go through this process. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, don't take it out of the oven before it's finished baking. That's funny. You don't want something half baked, okay? You want to be able to, make sure it's all the way done cooking before you take it out. Let the meat marinate overnight. Don't just put it in there for 5 minutes. You're going to have a completely different flavor profile when you actually pound the meat out, leave it in the marinade overnight, and then cook it versus, just like dousing it real quick in the sauce. It's not going to have that richness, that depth of flavor, that completeness that you're really searching for, that you're thirsty for. Okay. That's something that's coming through. So, pile 2's higher self, messages from pile 2's higher self, please. Messages from pile 2's higher self, please. Thank you. Yeah. We have 2 here. Okay. Beautiful. So we have number 40, Goddess Saraswati, and Ammonite. I don't know what that means. Ammonite. I think that's that shell here in the center, if you can see that. It says from world to world. Interesting. And then, yeah, it's like you're a world traveler. You're a nomad. You go from like realm to realm. Yeah, and you just go in this beautiful like wave, like, oh, I'm needed over here. My presence is required, is what I just heard. My presence is required, and so I must go, sort of a thing. That's like what I'm getting for your soul. You just do this beautiful kind of like world tour sort of a feeling. You know, when artists, they'll go on tours and they'll just go like from country to country, and I suppose that's every artist ever who does concerts, right? Okay, whatever. But that's what I'm getting for you. It's like you go from like realm to realm, time and space dimension to time and space dimension, to be able to fulfill what it is that you need to do. And inner world to inner world is what I'm getting there too. You're very good in terms of knowing and being in touch with your inner emotions, with what you feel and why you feel the way that you do. And yeah, alchemist, you go from one state of being to another state of being, one inner world state to another inner world state, super easily. And then we have number 48 here, the goddess Freya, and Amber, the untamed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling untamed here. First of all, I love Untamed, the book by Glennon Doyle. She's amazing. I love her. But untamed in the sense of like not putting yourself in a box, not feeling stuck when you don't have to, pile 2. Your spirit is so powerful, so omnipresent is what I just heard. It is so like wildly here, there, and everywhere that it's like you're not confined like you think you are. You can actually move your energy in all of these different ways that you're just not used to being, is what I'm hearing. It's like it's like you're wanting to put your energy down this one avenue, this one path, and you keep getting this roadblock. But it's like, instead of trying to keep going down this one path, like try all of these other ones that are shooting. Try all of these other paths that are shooting off. Like take any one that you want, is what I'm hearing. Like go down those ways. You're not blocked like you think you are, on all avenues, on all paths. There's other things that you can be doing right now, other things that you can be accomplishing. Yeah. And not that you have to feel like you are accomplishing something to feel good about yourself, but there's other areas that need your presence, that need your energy in your life, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, other parts of you, other aspects of you that you can be uncovering and working on as well. Okay, does that make sense? All right, my beautiful pile 2s, thank you so much. It's been an honor to tap into your energy. Go ahead and like and subscribe to see more videos like this. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next reading. All right, hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. So if you chose this gorgeous carnelian heart, then this is for sure your reading. Okay, my friends, so let's see your guidance message from your higher self. So we have number 34. Okay, I don't know how to say that word. Alakoa, I think. You can Google that, and you can see there, but this is Spirit of the Warrior. Beautiful. I think it's so funny. Pile 2 had the butterfly as well, and that's coming through here too. And then pile 1 had the hummingbird, and you guys have birds coming through. Wow, interesting. It's like you guys are, maybe some of you came from pile 1 or pile 2. I don't know. That's so interesting that we have the bird element from pile 1 and then the butterfly element from pile 2. This is gorgeous already. It's so funny. I just heard, hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Yeah. I just heard that coming through. You're like, try me. Come at me, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, your higher self is like making no bones about it. Like, yeah, this is very much like, yeah, I'm getting like grandma vibes. It's almost like when you're at grandmother's house, and I said that weird, when you're at grandma's house and she makes like all of this food, like Encanto. Do you remember in Encanto where at the first couple scenes they're having dinner and the grandma made tamales and the boy is like, oh no grandma, like I'm okay, like I don't want any more, thank you. And she's like, what did you say? And she's like, you said you want more tamales, right? And he was like, yes. And she was like, that's what I thought you said. And she puts like all of the tamales on his plate. That's what I'm getting here. It's like, you guys are very much like that elder, type of energy. Where you, not even just elder, that's the wrong way to put it. But it's like this authoritative energy. That's what I'm getting. You're like, this is what I want. This is how I want it. This is what's going to happen. This is why it's going to happen. Yeah, you guys like take control in the best way of the situation. And you're like, okay, I got this under wraps. We're going to do this, this, and this. Break and break. Team go, sort of a thing. You're like the head coach. Yeah, coach energy coming through, mentor energy coming through. That's you. You like understand all of that. That's your higher self. Interesting. So spirit of the warrior coming through here. Yeah. So that's kind of, they were saying that's kind of background information. We'll need that later on, they're saying. But your higher self is saying that you have this like fighter spirit within you. Yeah. Fight song is coming through. How does that go? Da, 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 da. This is my fight song. Prove I'm alright song. Da 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 da, something like that. I don't know. That's coming through. I don't want to something done to me, and I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Yeah. You have this like undeniable heart space, and I think it's so funny. You chose the carnelian heart, and then you have this heart coming through in her throat chakra area. You like have this beautiful way of expressing yourself. Pile 3, you guys are like divine justice seekers. You guys are the ones who will stick up for the underdogs. You're the ones who, it's funny, I was just watching Enola Holmes, the second one, like last night, and in the movie there's this there's this match factory, and all of these underage girls are dying at this match factory because the owners chose to invest in a cheaper source of like phosphorus or something to be able to make the matches, and it's very toxic. So the girls were working around this every day, and there were people dying. And there was one of the workers, one of the girls, who decided to stand up to the authorities, and she was the best sleuth, and she got all of this proof, proving that these tycoons, were just really money hungry and they were killing people. And she actually was one of the people that caused I don't know, I can't remember what happened, but somehow like the factory, like most of them decided to quit working at the factory, and the factory got bad press in the newspaper, and she like stopped, this corruption from going on. And that's you guys. You guys are like, the truth seekers, the way makers. You are the ones who are just like, yes, you have this inner vision for knowing how things should be. And it's like it's so funny. I don't know why your higher self is like wanting me to explain their energy, but because this is like a guidance reading from them, but they're saying it's going to make sense. So I'm going with it. But yeah, it's like you have this inner vision for seeing how things are supposed to be, and what justice in the world looks like, what peace in the world looks like. And it's like you fight for that no matter what. Yeah, you fight for it until your last breath is what I just heard. That's like who you are, no matter where you go. That's you. But yeah, with spirit of the warrior coming through, you guys you've been going through a lot of heavy stuff lately. So you've been going through multiple tower moments is what I'm hearing. A lot of trauma. Yeah, there's been some stuff happening here where it's like you don't you don't fight, you don't feel like you have a lot of fight left in you. You feel a little bit weak right now, and you feel sort of like you don't know what to do. Kind of like pile 2, but this is different in a way of like, it's almost like you've come to the end of where you've been, and you're like, okay, there's nowhere else for me to go here. It's like I'm at my last like wit's end. I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? It's like this energy of not wanting to go any further. Yeah, interesting. Not wanting to go any further. Kind of like pile 1 too. Maybe there's elements from pile 1 and pile 2 in here. Interesting. Okay. Pile 3's higher self messages for pile 3, please. Let's just, yeah, start with this. And then I feel like that's gonna, yes, we have the moon. Yeah, things hidden from you. Things hidden from you. Things not making sense. Yeah, we have the devil coming through here as well. Not a bad thing. Just a lot of change. Yeah, a lot of change happening right now. Yeah, and then we have the Emperor. There we go. Emperor coming through here too. And what else do we have here? Messages from pile 3's higher self. Oh my gosh, did I say at the beginning pile 2's higher self? Messages from pile 3's higher self. They know what I mean. They know what I mean. They're like, yeah, we gotcha. Don't even worry. Don't trip, chocolate chip. Oh my gosh. Okay. Messages from pile 3's higher self, please. Thank you. Yeah, then we have the sun. Here comes the sun. Doo doo doo. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Yeah. And we have the Fool in reverse. It's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Yeah, yeah. Little darling, it's been a while since you've been here. Here comes the sun. Doo -doo -doo. Here comes the sun. 3 of Wands. Yeah. Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here we come. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Interesting. Yeah, there's been a long, cold, lonely winter that's been happening for you, pile 3. There's been, like I said, a lot of Tower moments. I'm surprised the Tower didn't come through here, but yeah, Fool in reverse along with the Devil and the Moon. There's been like, there were hidden things that were being uncovered for you. It's like you were peeling back at the layers of yourself. And it's funny that it's like they pulled my energy to this crystal right here. This is actually called an ametrine. It is amethyst and citrine mixed together. And it's in a triangle form. But your higher self is wanting you to maybe pick up a piece of ametrine that's going to help you a lot with the spiritual work that you're doing right now, with the emotional work that you're doing. But yeah, there's been a lot of Tower moments. There's been a lot of like false starts. I'm hearing it's almost like you were in this energy of, okay, now we're going to move forward. Now we're going to go. And then it's like, no, 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 no. You know, actually we need you to heal something else, you know? And yeah, your higher self is wanting you to know that like this is done pretty much. We're ending with the Ace of Pentacles and then the 3 of Wands here. So very much so like this, yeah, ship moving. There's movement happening here. You're moving out of this place. You're moving out of this space. And there's this amount of you needing to call on that inner fighter, that inner warrior to help you in this next phase. As you're moving, as you're transitioning out, you need to be able to call on that inner emperor. Yeah, we have the emperor and the sun here side by side. This is your soul coming through. This is your higher self coming through. And it's like, hey, lean on me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your strength. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. Yeah. Your soul is coming through to say, hey, I've got you. Like, there's no need to cry. There's no need to worry. I'm here. And I am going to lead you out. Yeah, I'm going to put you on this ship. We're going to set sail. And I'm seeing Peter Pan's ship and how it flies. And it flies towards the North Star. And it's like, okay, next stop, Never Never Land. You know, keep going forward and straight on till morning. And that's your higher self, like crafting this beautiful space for you to be in. And it's like, okay, now let's go, sort of a thing. Let's go and get our happiness. Oh my gosh. And then underneath that, we have the 7 of Cups. Yes, exactly. It's like, let's go into this beautiful, rich energy, this beautiful, rich ending that I have in store for you. And I'm going to help you through this. Don't you worry. Yeah. Don't you worry about a thing. Stevie Wonder coming through. Oh my gosh. Love Stevie. Love him so much. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, my dear. 'Cause I'll be standing on your side till sun. Yeah. So there's been a lot of trauma here, a lot of trial, a lot of tower moments, a lot of hard things that have happened to you, but it's almost like your higher self coming through to be like, remember who you are. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember in Moana where she's at the end, it's at the end of the movie, and she's in her raft or her boat that she's made, and the god who was traveling with her, he leaves and she's all by herself, and it's nighttime, and she's like, I can't do this, and I just lost the heart of Tafiti. She like drops the heart of Tafiti in the water, and she can't find it, and she's crying, and she's like, I can't do this, like I wasn't made for this, like this is too much. And then her grandma comes in, and she's like calling her to remember her lineage, her ancestry, who she is at a soul level. And yeah, I am the girl who something's left her island. We are descended from voyagers, they call me. I am the daughter of the village chief. Yeah. I have journeyed farther. I am everything I need and more, still it calls me. Yeah, and the light isn't outside of me, it's inside me, and like the tides, go ahead and Google the song. I'm butchering it at this point. Bless your hearts, you're still here with me, okay? But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm getting for you. It's that moment where she's like, I am Moana. Like, she remembers who she is, you know? Yes, exactly. And once she remembers who she is, then she causes Tafiti to remember who she is. And then Tafiti is able to transform into this beautiful Gaia energy. Yeah, you know who you are. That's coming through. And it's like this energy of you being Moana, you being Tafiti, all at once, all in the same. Interesting. You were incarnated as your own ancestor. That's so interesting. I've never gotten a message like that before. Hello. Yeah, so you were incarnated as your own ancestor in a past life or past lives is what I'm hearing. And so you are at the same time your lineage and yourself. And you already are that because our DNA has like 12 generations worth of programming in our DNA and our physical bodies that we keep with us until we heal that or draw upon that and use it. Interesting. So you, wow, I'm sorry, I'm still kind of recovering from that message. Yeah, I've never heard that before. So you being your own ancestor, my gosh, that's crazy, number one. But it's almost like, yeah, calling upon that warrior within you. It's like you've done this before, pile three. Okay, you feel like you're at the end of a long marathon and you're kind of like trudging along and just barely keeping up. But what you don't understand is like you have, 5 more gears in you that you didn't even know existed, but it exists in your soul. So being able to tap into your higher self and be like, hey, higher self, give me strength, give me this energy. Allow me, higher self, to tap into the strength of my past lives, the strength of you, and allow your energy, your vibrancy to come through and provide me with the strength that I need to get through whatever it is that I'm going through right now. Calling on your higher self to be able to lead you forward is really, really going to help you. Pile three, okay? That's going to help you here. They're wanting you to call on them and remember that beautiful strength that you have within you. Okay, remember that. Messages from pile three's higher self. Thank you. So we have the pathway. Yeah, direction, purpose, change. Yeah. Interesting. Messages from pile three's higher self. Messages from pile three's higher self, please. Yeah, it's like the path is laid out for you. Yeah, the path is laid out for you. It's just daunting because it's uphill. But thank goodness you're not trudging through the wilderness with no water. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing you have a canteen, you have a path before you. It's nighttime, right? It's not during the day. So you have that coolness of the night air on you, and you have that path before you. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's daunting. It feels like a lot, but you were made for this. Like, honey, you were made for this and so much more. Like titanium is coming through, bulletproof. I am titanium. Yes, you are. 27, full moon temple, celebration, peak, transcendent moment. Yes. Yeah, I keep hearing, you know who you are. That's what I keep hearing. You know who you are. You know who you are, pile three. Remember, call it back to you. Call it back. Yeah, there's an element from pile one coming through here where it's like you may want to do some soul retrieval, calling back your own inner power from all directions of time and space, from the north, from the east, from the south, from the west, calling your own energy back to you. All of my energy is my own. That's a great affirmation for you, pile three. And then we also have number 1, the healing temple, restoration, cure, and safety. Interesting. So I think it's interesting. Yes, Elizabeth, you just said that. I think it's really fascinating that we have the full moon temple here and then the healing temple. A lot of sacredness. Yeah, remember your own divinity, pile three. Remember your own connection with the divine. Yeah, you are a divine creation. Yes, and then we also have number 32 at the back of the deck, resurrection, comeback, rebirth, renewal. You're in this process of, you're no longer where you were, right? And it's like this energy of transition coming from one stage to the next. There's been a lot of heartache here. There's been a ton of healing that's needed to come through for your heart. But you were made for this and so much more. You have this inner strength within you, and it's like wanting to be able to get out. You know, you just have to be able to call upon that strength. Yeah, calling upon that strength. And you know what? You can call upon that strength by doing things that make you feel confident, that make you feel alive, passionate, your best self. Yes, doing things that raise your energy, raise your vibration. That's going to be key here. Doing things like, I don't even know, like crazy cool things, you know, like going to an amusement park or, you know, doing something spontaneous or, yeah, something that you normally wouldn't do. Take a day off. I just yawned. So maybe you guys are feeling tired, like you need a day off, you need a vacation. Yeah, so maybe take a sick day from work and play hooky and, you know, take that time to just do something you wouldn't normally do for yourself. And that's going to cause you to feel like enlivened again, is what I just heard. That's a really specific phrase. It's going to enliven you again. It's going to make you feel rejuvenated, restored, refreshed. Yeah. And then we also have here number 21, Ascended Master Lady Nada and Rhodochrosite, sensitivity. Yeah, being sensitive to your own needs, pile 3. It's interesting. We have the sensitivity coming out with the spirit of the warrior, but I think it's so funny and synchronistic and beautiful that we have the heart here and then we have a heart here. There is a beautiful heart space that resides within you. And then the carnelian heart, hello. You guys are heart-based people, my heart-based, lovely soul tribe family members here. Hello. And you guys have this beautiful inner, like, spirit that cannot be broken, cannot be tamed, no matter what. You have it live on with you, no matter how many moon moments, no matter how many devil rebirth, transcendent, you know, transition moments that you have, no matter how many fool in reverse moments that you have. It's like you always come back fighting because there's this inner beauty to you, this inner like strength that cannot be taken from you. Yes, I am Moana. Watch that movie, you guys. Oh my gosh, you are Moana. Yes, and I'm seeing like this beautiful person with the wind whipping the hair back and standing firm with like fists at the side, but not in a closed off way, in a strong way, and a like, yes, feet planted, here I am, ready to conquer the world, ready to take it on for my own. Not pushing other people down in the process of that, but like standing firm in like your truth, what you have to say, who you are. That's your soul. You know what I mean? And you guys are transitioning from all of these moments of not feeling like you were able to move forward. Yeah, it's like pile 2 is coming through here too. It's like I'm getting frozen in fear again. Yeah, it's like you weren't heard, you weren't listened to. You felt this need to go within yourself because it's like the rest of the world doesn't understand me, and so I'm just going to withdraw, sort of a thing, for a little bit, and to some degree, you know what I mean? But what's coming back is like, no, come back to your heart. Yeah. I was in the shadows of my regrets, and my missteps keep bringing me back to your light. Yeah, this is your light. This is your light that you keep bringing yourself back to, bringing me back to your light. Yes, you're ready to head out of this place that you're in. You've gone through so much, pile 3. You're ready to head out to transition into something new. You've done so much healing. You have so much divinity within yourself, and it may seem like it's really hard, really daunting, this path that leads all the way up, but it's going to be leading you to this end result that is so beautiful, so healing, so worth it for you. Okay, pile 3. So, yeah, just keep moving forward, my friend. Keep moving forward and tap into that strength by raising your vibration, doing things that you enjoy. If you're feeling tired, take some time off. Yeah, your higher spirit, your higher self is coming through to be like, this is going to help you tap into that inner strength, that inner warrior that's within you. It's going to also give you clarity. It's like when you're staring at a math problem for too long and then you allow yourself to step away and then you come back to it and your mind is so much more clearer and you can see connections and you can see answers and solutions where you couldn't before. That's coming through here, that energy. That's going to really, really help you moving and transitioning into this new phase where you're actually headed towards this beautiful Ace of Coins abundance. Okay. All right, and the Seven of Cups right below that, the Seven of Cups as well. All right, my beautiful pile threes, it's been such an honor to tap into your energy. Thank you, friends. Go ahead and like and subscribe to see more readings like this. I love you so, so, so much, and I will see you in the next video.